Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I'm going to be going through the brand new feature in the Helix events where they've now brought out their tier difficulties. I was at work today, thought I'd log in for 1 o'clock, get ready, busy at work, thought I'd do it on the quick one while it was on my desk, and totally spaced out that this was going to be a thing. So yeah, I panicked a little bit when I got into the game, but let me just show you what I mean. So now when you go to the actual Helix Rift event, they've now got difficulties. So you've got Dept, Novice, Expert, Master, and I've not unlocked the last one. I'm not high enough level. I'm 2 levels away. And this completely threw me, absolutely threw me. I was like, Jesus, what's going on? So in a bit of a panic, I was like, right, I don't want to waste my energy. So like, I sit there not using it. So I took the Novice. And when I got home, I looked into it in a bit more depth. Yeah, it's not a bad feature, to be fair. It benefits them who have got a more progressed account, basically, long and short of it. I mean, I've only been playing since March or February, so not too long compared to some others in the game, as it came out in October last year. But as you can see, I've gone through Novice completely, and I've gone through Expert a little bit. But one thing I've been seeing on a lot of the forums and things like that is the scaling. And looking at it a bit in depth, it does look like they've kind of got the scaling wrong. I mean, for example, if I go into Expert and go to that, like it says for an Expert, it's level 29. I mean, most of mine are about 30 odd, but if I go into play and then edit team, like, I mean, I've got Ezio at level 35 with full rank 4 gear on. He's a 3-star, and you know, as you've progressed further through this chapter on Expert, like the power level goes insane. And I've seen people saying that they're like a level 44, and they just can't seem to get their power high enough for some of the difficulties. So I don't know whether they've got the scaling right or wrong. I'm not too sure. The other problem I think this poses is obviously anyone who's done these events, you get put into a bracket of 150 people along your level, and if 50 of them, for example, have got absolutely stacked rosters where their heroes are all 5-star max, they've got them up quite high, they're going to dominate you compared to people with a lesser account. So for example, you know, the thing I liked about these events is they force you to use heroes you probably wouldn't use and rank up heroes that you probably wouldn't rank up. And, you know, when it was just the standard difficulty, I'd get as far as I could using the heroes that gave you the bonus fragments and just see how far I could go, really, long and short of it. But now they've brought out this new format, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I mean, some of the points aren't too varied depending on the difficulties you go up. So for example, go to Novice. To do the last level, you get 2,403 just standard. That's without obviously any bonuses you get for taking in synchronized heroes. But if you then go to Expert, it only goes up to 284. So I think it jumps up 400. I think that is. Yeah, so roughly 400. It's not the biggest amount, but obviously, you know, you go on to Masters, and there's a massive jump now. Like, that's an extra 1,000 there, and then, like, people who are creaming this on, I mean, it's a 2,070 power level. I mean, like, some of the legendaries as well, that you need a lot of fragments to actually rank them up star level, is going to take so long to get that, like, to get them like through the star levels to actually give them a higher power index, because obviously you can only take them so far with levels and gear, and then you obviously need the star rating to give them a bit more power. So it will hold you back if you're not, you know, a big spender on the game who can just cream open cubes to get these fragments. So I think that's another little problem it is going to pose, really, to be honest with you. As I said, like, I've not been playing this game for as long as other people. I've you know, I've got a fairly decent roster, and I've got quite a few of them at a high star level. But even like I'm lagging behind in this, and yeah, I just found it a little bit. You know, it kind of separates the higher stacked rosters to everybody else. You know, they're always going to take them fragments off of you. So if I go to the rankings, you know, like I've got 61,000. I go to the very top tier. He's only on 189,000. Oh yeah, that's still more or less double my score. You know what I mean? As previously, if I could get through to the very end level, I could refresh my Helix energy, and by doing that, I could kind of keep pace. And if I wanted to spend that little bit extra, like I did in the Altair event, where I was like, right, I really want this hero, and I think I must have bought about 6 or 7 energy refills, I could get there. But, you know, for me now, this is going to just get slightly more difficult, and I do think it's puts a bigger gap between, as I said, progressing, well, players who don't whale out on their account and spend a lot of money on it, to the people who do. So, yeah, as I said, it's not a bad change, but it's one that's thrown me a little bit, to be honest with you. I think it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I do think they need to look at the scaling. I've seen quite a few complaints on the forum saying that, like, you know, for the level that they're asking to, and the way the power index scales up, like some people have said they've gone in with like a 4-star Ezio, absolutely geared up to the teeth, level 44, and still didn't have enough power to start the event. So I do think that's something they are probably going to have a look at, and I hope they do tweak. But, you know, for me, it's a bit up in the air. Just one other thing. If you look, for example, I've gone through, if you go through Expert and 100% that, you can't then go to Novice and just do the last mission. You have to start from the beginning again. So for every difficulty you go through, you have to complete each individual stage before you can access the next one. So, for example, if I'd done Masters complete and then wanted to try Expert, I would then have to start at the first mission. I couldn't just skip to the end mission because I've done it on Masters. Each tier you do have to go through every single level again. That's something to bear in mind. So, you know, as I said, I mean, I'm probably going to get more points rushing the Novice at max level with the heroes I've got compared to trying to go through it on Expert, when if I go to this, I'm not going to have, I think I may be able to have 2 heroes that give me bonus fragments. So as I said, yeah, it is a little bit up in the air for me. As I said, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, and I do feel that people who can't, you know, progress, especially legendary characters, as quickly as others, I think this is really going to hinder them. But for anyone who's watching, put in the comments what you think of it, whether you like the change, whether you know, whether you found your own problems within it. It'll be always nice to hear what the community think. And yeah, that's just, I thought I'd give you a little update on the new tiers that have come in, the new difficulties in this Helix Rift. As I said, it is nice. It's a nice little change. I think it looks smart, and I can understand the premise behind it. Obviously, it gives people at end game a bit more of a challenge and does reward them for having their, obviously, stacked accounts. At the same time, I do think it puts a bit of a gap between, you know, your progressing players and, you know, the people who are willing to fork out money on the game to get the heroes max starred and obviously refreshing their energy as well. So, yeah, I mean, at the minute, if I manage to hold on to 8th rank, I'm going to get 45. So I'll be able to take him up to a 2-star, but obviously the people who cream the top tiers, you know, they're going to get 75 to 70 fragments. They're obviously going to be a lot closer to hitting that than I am, and obviously they do get the legendary materials as well. So yeah, as I said, just put what you think, how you think the update's gone, how you liked it, if you like the change to this, if you don't like the change, it'd be lovely to hear what people think. And yeah, as I said, if you are constantly watching videos on this channel, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, it'd mean the world to me. And I say this in every video, but it's just a reminder that if you haven't subscribed, it'd be nice if you did. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day.